Hi and welcome to OTC. I'm your host, Buddy1927. Today we are continuing our talk about the different types of tanks in World of Tanks. Today we are talking about premium tanks. There are different types of premium tanks in different lines. One way you can obtain the tanks is from the tech tree is to buy them with gold. As you can see, these three tanks here, this tank here, this tank here, the SU, IS6 are all premium tanks. You can tell that they're premium tanks. They have that gold price down here instead of the dollar sign, the credits. It costs you gold to purchase these different types of tanks. Go back to the garage here. This tank is the KV5. KV5 is a special tank. It can only be purchased when available through the gift shop. Every once in a while it comes available through the gift shop. It's one of the rare premium tanks. So if you ever thought about buying this, you gotta keep watching gift shops and see when the KV5 is available. Sometimes they'll sell the KV5 and another tank plus two garage slots. So that way you don't have to, when you buy it to the gift shop, you don't have to buy a garage slot in the game itself. Most of the tanks are also available through the gift shop, and they come with a garage slot when you purchase them. The difference between a premium tank, let's go to tier 8, and the KV4 here. This is my KV4. This is also a tier 8, and this is elite status. This tank has a lot more firepower, better armor than the KV5. These tanks are mainly designed to earn you credits and also to help you grind your crews. There's a couple things that you can do with the premium tank. You can only, like this KV5, will go to tech tree. Okay, the KV5 is actually in the heavy Russian line, so you can only take your crews from the KV1 all the way up to the IS4, or your crews from your KV1S all the way up to the IS7. You can actually take them off to your tank and put them in this tank with no penalties. You don't have to change your tank skills and stuff like that. You can actually train excuse me, you can actually, if you hit this accelerate crew training, you can all the experience that is earned goes straight to your crews, and this helps accelerate your crew training. If you have a tier 10, say you have the IS4, and you want to grind your crew, but keep on losing money when you're on a tier 10, you can actually take your crew off your IS4 and put it in here. Now you're in a level tier 8. You can hit accelerate, so all the experience that is earned from this tank goes straight into this crew, and you actually earn credits. Because this is a premium tank, it generates more credits in an average battle than any other tank in that tier 8 battle. So this you got two wins here. This way you can grind your crew and you can get extra silver. Okay, premium tanks. Let's take a look at them real quick. This is how they come. They come already researched, and they are in the elite status. This means there's no training. Everything's researched for you, so all your experience goes straight to the tank. One thing that I do, if I'm not grinding the crew, I can actually you uncheck this box. Now all the experience you can turn around and convert, and here we go. You got the KV5. It has a total of right now of 5,577 experience on it. For 223 gold, I hit the convert, and all that you convert 577 XP to the free experience and it's done. And now in my free experience, I have a total right now currently of 10,665 free experience that I can use. One thing I'm doing currently is IS6. The ST1. This is my tier 9. I'm trying to grind to the IS4. And when I researched this, as you can see, what I'm doing to research it, I just went down this one row here. I had to research the tracks here so I can get the turret, place the turret, and put this top tier gun on. But now I only have 167,000 research credits. So what I do is when I'm grinding this tank, I'll run this tank, and when this tank dies, I would hop on my KV5 because I'm also grinding this crew. As you can see, the crew on here is from a T50 I had. It already has one perk, and what I'm trying to do is grind this crew and also take the credits, because the crew here will still get the normal crew experience. So they're not really accelerating right now, but they're still getting the normal experience that they would from the battle. So this will help grind the crew. Since I got it checked off, I'm taking the experience that this tank earns, clicking the free experience, so I can knock down. Go back to this, so I can knock down that 167,000. So this helps you research the tank a lot quicker. One important difference in the premium tanks. This KV5 is a tier 8 heavy tank. No, sorry. It plays like a heavy medium. This tank is slow. Let's take a look at the thing. Oops. Sorry, wrong thing. Let's take a look at research. The tank itself doesn't go very fast, and as you can see, the hull has 180, 150, and 140, which is actually pretty thick on it. The turret has 180, 150, and 140. This as much as the tank does. But on this tank, the average damage is 300. And the penetration on this is 125 to 209. It carries 6 crew members, and you can see that it's not that good of a tank. Okay, basically this tank starts off as a basic tank, but the only disadvantage is you get nothing to research, so you're stuck with the tier 8 gun. The tier 7 gun, the tier 7 turret, tier 7 radio. The tier actually comes with a tier 9 engine and the tier 7 tracks. Excuse me. The other disadvantage of this tank, it has 3 major weak spots. These RD2 units right here, you got 3 of them. This big one right here is what a lot of people try to hit when you are front on. You can hit this one here, and the commander's hatch, as you can see right here, is also pretty easy to hit, all 360 degrees of it. One of the things you have to learn with every tank is its weak spots and how to protect them. So if you get a premium tank, find out what the weak spots are, learn how to protect them. Let's compare this to the KV4. Okay, the KV4, we'll take a look at. It starts off, actually the armor on this is a little weaker. Take a look at something real quick. Okay, the armor itself is a little weaker in the rear. It still has the 180, 150, but it has 90 in the rear hull. The turret itself is the same, 180, 150, 140, which is pretty good. When it starts off at 320 average damage and 174 to 284. Since I got the tier 9 gun on here, as you can see, now the damage is average damage is 320, 320, and 420, and the average penetration on this thing is 227, 289, and 62. It's a lot better gun than that is on the KV5, and as you can see, as it starts off, it's about the same. KV4 is the same as the KV5 in damage, about the same in damage and stuff like that. But that's with all premium tanks. As we discussed, you can drop the cruise in here, and they do. If you hit accelerator, the cruise acceleration will help, or if you uncheck it, and you can convert it to free experience. In conclusion, basically, premium tanks is your bread and butter. If you want to earn credits, you run a KV5. If you got a tank, you need 3 million more credits to earn. This is a quick way to earn the credits. You can earn, I average anywhere from 25 to 50,000 bonus credits off of this when I play. Not bonus credits. I actually earn 25 to 50,000 credits depending on how well I did in the game. I also have different premium tanks. I got the T-34. I got the Dog. I got the IS-6. I also have this rare one. This is actually a Tier 3 German. I'm sorry, Tier 4 German. One advantage of this tank, if you are not platooning, you're just doing a pug match, the highest this tank will get into is actually a Tier 4. It will not go any higher, which is kind of good because it actually has a Tier 2 gun, Tier 2 turret, it has a Tier 5 engine, and Tier 4 track. A lot of people say this tank isn't that good, it's not worth my time. I bought it just to try it. It wasn't that much when it was available in the gift shop, but I've actually had some good battles, and that Tier 2 gun actually does a lot of damage if you know where to hit the tanks, and that's the main thing with all tanks, premiums and the other tanks. A lot of people might say, oh, that tank doesn't do that well, you shouldn't bother with it. One thing I've learned is that if you know how to play a tank, you know the weak spots of the other tanks, you can do as good in any tank. The two things that you actually need to know about on any tanks is the weak spots on that tank, and the other thing you need to do is get your crew trained. The higher the trained crew, the better the crew is. So, and the better your shots are, and more accurate you are, and actually the more damage you can actually do to a tank. The higher the crew, the better the performing of the tank. So if you take a crew that has 50%, it's not going to do as well as the current crew that's at 100 and 110% with learning its first perks. So the tank's only as good as the player and the crew on that tank. So let's take a look. That's just the heavy tanks I have. Let's take a look. I got a couple premium mediums. I got the Ram, which is the American. That's a Tier 5. I got the Tier 8 Super Persian. I also have the Tier 5 Matilda Black Prince. One thing I do with this one is I have the Matilda, and as you can see, I have no crew in it currently, because currently my crew is in here. So I can check this and accelerate the crew training, and all the experience goes into there. One thing that I do, and I touched on it what I'm doing currently, is I also run all my premiums, uncheck it, and convert the experience. That will help with that. I just basically try to get the ×2s off to get the experience, and that helps accelerate the experience of whatever I'm trying to grind to. and convert it. You must have gold to be able to do that. But there are different types of tanks. One tank here is the combat car. The only way you can get this was you had to be registered with World of Tanks, and when they had that special promotion, this tank came out. It's not a bad little tank. I have some fun with it. The newest one, we got this for a Christmas present from World of Tanks this year, and that's the Light Mark Vic. It's not too it's not that good of a tank, but it did come with the free garage slot, and I'm keeping it and playing, see how I can do with it. But let's go back to the heavy tanks, KV5. So we're going to actually see what this tank can do in battle. So here's a video clip. Okay, we're at the Arctic region in our KV5, and we're waiting players to start up. You can see I'm second from the top in the ranking. I am running XVM, and I'm also running Jimbo's crosshairs on this tank. As we count down, you can see I have the camouflage paint on this tank, and we're going to see what this tank can do.
Let's go.
As you can see, this is a very speedy tank. This is actually Tortoise. It gets up to about 30 kph, 35 going downhill, but the average speed is between 30 and 40 kph. And as you can see, it's also one of the slowest tanks in this group. The AMX French Heavy is actually a pretty fast heavy tank. One of the disadvantages of the AMX is it has weak armor. Climbing hills in this tank is not good. And by the time we get up there, I think that target's going to be blacked out. Yeah, it's going to be blacked out by the time we get up there. I could took a blind shot because I had the last location of it, but I decided to hold my ammo there. Let's see if we can knock out that tank there. Yeah, let's concentrate on the two tanks in front of us.
Critical hit.
Ricochet on the KV1. I think when you're backing up, back up into full view so that way you don't hit other tanks. I know one thing we need to do is take out that light tank, because it's actually spotting where to go the two tanks. I'm sorry, it's a medium tank. We need to take him out. That's one less side. Since I'm in a crossfire here, I'm going to try to use the terrain and get some cover. As you can see, it's taking a few hits. I'm at 53%. I'm going across now. I'm down to 37%. Take one shot. Not bad, 359 in damage. I'm down to 7%, but now I'm using terrain as cover. I do have one tank in my flank. I'm going to get down this little gully to protect my tank a little bit. As you can see, I'm down to 7%. This tank number 2 are taken out. And one less gun and one less set of eyes. Now I'm going to use the terrain here to actually protect my tank. As you can see, this tank has taken a lot of damage, but has done so far 516 damage and taken out 2 tanks. And I'm using terrain to actually cover my tank to block the shots. You got 3 tanks coming into position here. That's the tank that they're talking about is a hack. As you can see, I hit him pretty good. I hit him twice, knocked him down to 0.5%. While I'm waiting for reload, he's getting pummeled pretty good. So I don't think he's that good of a hack, and he's actually been taken out. Now this is an important thing. You gotta learn where to hit your tanks. I got a good shot on him. And as you can see, I'm using the terrain to block my shots. This one's going to be ricochet because I didn't hit where I wanted to hit. And he overshot me. Can't get a shot on him, but I can get another shot on this, and I'm actually going to take him out. Where the weakness of that tank was up in the hatch, and as you can see, the shell actually hit the hatch and took him out. It's important to know the weakness of these tanks. There's a Hellcat, damage contracted. So I have the KV-1 down the hole. And working together with the AMX, you can see that we've actually knocked out 3 of the 4 tanks that were coming around there. We've got the KV-1 there, he's peeking out. And once again, it's important to know where to shoot. As you can see, I hit him in the hatch and did some damage to him. As last damage was 325. Knowing where to hit these tanks is important. Took him out. He only had 174 left. I'm still down 7% and taking out 4 tanks and have done 2,464 damage. That's not bad. And as we continue, the AMX is actually clearing the way for me, letting me know where the tanks are, and I have nothing, so I have nothing to worry about at this time. And we continue on through. Got Ferdinand out there, and that's one of the hardest tanks to hit. But knowing the weak spots, you can actually knock this tank down. There's the Ferdinand.
We've lost the track.
304 in
Enemy armor
damage,
is damaged.
causing him to back up.
Let's go.
Did
Penetration.
274 damage there. He's about 30% of damage. Take another shot. That was ricochet. And you can see why it's hard to hit this tank. You gotta know exactly where to hit this tank. One thing I do is I move up. I'm trying to use the terrain and also the movement of the tank, trying to have them actually hit my.
We didn't even scratch them.
Ricochet. I'm sorry. But as I move, you see where he was aiming, where he actually hit was 2 different spots. So, and I got my tank angled at him. I'm one-shotable here, but you can see I took his damage. I made him one-shotable, but his shot's going to kill me.
Everyone get out!
We did win this game. Ferdinand's one-shotable. The AMX ended up taking him out in the game. As you can see, I got got a couple medals here. I made 104,062 credits. Did 3,488 experience. As you can see, I did 3,340 in damage, which received me 1,163 points for the tank. Came second, AMX came in first. And as you can see, after repairs and stuff like that, I actually made 91,082 credits. Had 340,680 in research points that actually went into the tank. One thing you gotta remember, the more damage, the more credits you get and the more research points that you get. That 3,488 went towards that IST1 that I'm grinding on to help knock down the credits. I hope you enjoyed this episode of OTC. If you like it, please hit like on our YouTube. If you have any comments, you can leave comments on YouTube. You can also leave comments on our forum. I'd like to thank you again and have a good day.